So today we're going to be building the Hexa. This is the 80. What are standards? Oh my gosh, chat. Chat, love yourself. Believe in yourself. Okay, let's see. I haven't posted it yet. Soon. Okay, so this is actually open for pre-order right now, but there are 4 keyboards that you can pick from. So, I'm probably saying it wrong, but Hexia or Hiexa? Oh my gosh, I'm probably butchering it, but basically they have a pre-order for 65, 75, 80, and then a macro pad, right? And so when they reached out to me, they told me, okay, you have a choice between the 3, which would you like? And I ended up going with the 80. But yeah, the link in the build command is essentially like, it's a all-in-one page of all the keyboards you can get. So they have a V65 that comes in 7 colors. There's the V75 that comes in 7 colors as well. And then the 80, which is what I have, comes in, let's see. I'm assuming also 7 different colors. Let's see. Yeah. So all 3, the 65, the 75, and the 80 come in 3 different colors. You get pink, which is glitter spray coated, latte, also glitter spray coated, and avocado. So those 3 are all glitter spray coated. You have 4 anodized, so black, silver, ice blue, and then midnight blue. Yeah, we can just open this up and see. So open right here. Oh! Thank you for your choice. Thank you for sending this out to me. Hey, here we go. Incoming, got it. Let's see. So some details about this. It uses PVD weight, tri-mode, hot swap PCB. The default plate is palm. And it's a 3-in-1 mount. So let's see. They have it listed as 3-in-1 mount, PCB gasket, plate gasket, or top mount. They talk about, I guess, like the anti-collision, the silicone column. It does use ball catch and then magnetic connectors, so pretty neat. But yeah, let's check this all out. Tri-mode PCB right here. Oh, not to be handled by unauthorized personnel. If you didn't buy this, you can't handle it, okay? Okay, so let's see. Default is the palm plate, which we have here. And then look. Got the black unit. So if you're like, oh my god, Patty, why did you pick black? Because I plan on giving this away. Not to anyone in chat, to someone else. Amy, sometimes. Thanks for raid! Hello! Hello, hello. Appreciate the raid. Can I get a shout out? Yeah, so for today or this month, to celebrate AAPI creators, we are doing a raid train, 24-hour raid train. So thank you for the follow. My mods are sleeping. They're here, I promise. Probably food break at the moment. Welcome raiders. My name is Patricia, or xinxinwong. I build and review custom keyboards. for vendors, companies, designers, or I do commissions for clients. And today we are reviewing this board, so that's what we're doing. So if you're new here, feel free to ask any questions. Yeah. We got raided. Can we get a shout out? No, you're fine. The mods are all showering right now. But I hope you had a good stream. I hope it was great. Let's see. Thank you for the follow. I'm on a mission to making a really creamy talkie keyboard xinxin, one of my favorite types. Usually to achieve that sound, that's like a matter of like adding foam. And we can probably achieve that with this keyboard today, but I would say it's either using like a nice palm plate with the foam added and certain switches, but yeah, thanks for the raid. So we can probably do that today with this one. This is a review board. This was sent out to me. I don't know. It's Hiexa? I'm probably saying that wrong, but today we have their 80, and they're releasing 3 boards all at once. So they're releasing a 65, a 75, an 80, and a macro pad, so technically 4, right? Yeah, this is what we're working with. So as I mentioned earlier, it is a ball catch mechanic, so... Oh, Rainy 75. That had a lot of hype. Lots of hype. Okay, so this is the plate foam. This is the PE foam, base foam. Here you can see protection, and there's the magnetic connector right here. So we'll just look at the case. Keywords in Kampala, nice. I collect artisan keycaps. My desk is huge. It's very big. I got like almost the biggest size I could. Yeah. All right. So here is the 80. So this is a top. As you can see, it's a F13 TKL. It comes in both winky and winkeyless. Here you have like an LED strip. Typing angle is 6.5. Front height is 18.6 mm. Yeah, this is the top case. Nostrils. Oh my gosh, you can see me. I'm not using face cam today, but but here's the side profile. Here's the back. So you do have choices of a different weight on the back. So this one is the gold brush, but you can also get gold mirror, silver mirror, black mirror, silver brush, black brush, or gold brush. So you have 6 different options, right? Here's the back. So you see the 4 feet, you have the 2 on the weight and then the 2 on the actual board itself. And then here you have the USB port side. So it does use magnetic connector. And then I don't know if you noticed the side right here, but it's like a steps. Amy, you totally need more than 3 keyboards. Yeah, I mean, you're talking to people who have like 5 or more, yeah. And then here's the front lip. But yeah, that is the case itself. And then here is the palm plate. I have 8. I started with boards in December. Yeah. I know people with 30 plus in their collection. Yeah. Imagine having 30 plus. It couldn't be me. Okay, so the default plate that it comes with is the palm plate. So this is what it looks like. So no flex cuts. This one is for the LEDs on the side, like this, right? Maybe a pretty standard layout, right? But here you can see the gasket mounting points. So you have 4 on top, you have 2 on the sides, so that's something you don't see very often. But you have 2 on the sides, on each side, and then 4 on the bottom, and then there is a gasket mounting point on the spacebar. So curious to see how that sounds. But yeah, so it looks like you have a total of 8, 10, 12. Non-flex cut palm. Okay, but like I said earlier, this is a 3-in-1 mount. You can do PCB gasket, plate gasket, and top mount. So let's look at the PCB actually. Eric, thank you for the tier 1 for 6 months in advance. Welcome back. I had to like read that for a second. Sorry. Okay, here's the PCB. Non-flexible PCB. You can see all the gasket points for PCB gaskets. You have the 4 up top, 4 on the bottom, none on the sides. Here you have the 4 LEDs. And then you have the switch right here. You have a choice of step to regular caps, both have the indicator. And the bottom row, you can either do 6.25 or 7U. You can split the backspace, you can split the shift if you like. And then they also have like where the keys go. So it tells you. So it has it all labeled for you. That's the front. Here's the back. So physical reset button. There is no underglow, but there are LED indicators on the escape, the caps, and then right here. So it's interesting because PCB gasket has the 8 mounts, but then if you do plate or top, it has the 12. Right? So there is that. Okay, and then here are all the extra tools that we got. So this is for silicone column and socks. These are the feet, the screws, the top mount, and this is the dongle for the connector. Okay, so this is for the plate gasket or the PCB gasket. So if you look, the plate gasket uses like the dumbbell right here. It uses the dumbbell, and then the PCB gasket uses the socks. Cool. And then they sent me out their celestial switches. Let me see. So whenever you're buying this, you actually have a choice of 5 different switches. But this one is the celestial. So top housing is nylon UPE, stem is palm, bottom is nylon UPE, so top and bottom are the same. Bottom out force is 57.5. It's a 5-pin. Aki, thank you for the tier 1 for 25. Welcome back. Hello. Hello, Aki. I managed to convince Key Circle to go to the mode meetup. which means now I need to convince Aki to go to the mode meetup. Check this out. Oh, okay, goodbye. Cute! Look how cute! So, your choices, you have... These are manufactured by Keygeek. There's also an avocado switch, which is JWK, a rosy switch, which is B-Sun, a Kona switch, which is Haimyu, and then a royal switch, which is Tessie. So yeah. So basically the colors are ice blue, green, pink, brown, or purple for the switches. I haven't done the stabs. What? I haven't done the stabs. Or should I? I could probably find pre-lube stabs. Thanks for the bits. But yeah, essentially, this starts anywhere from $299 to $399. So 300 to 400-ish. Depending on what you're looking for. Okay. That is the overview of this one. I also have the matching macro pad. It's right here. We can look at it too. Choo choo. So essentially the same thing as the keyboard. Default palm plate, you can pick between your different mountings. Here's what the pad looks like. Oh, thanks for the follow. Yeah, numpad with a knob. Neat. Open this up as well. I feel like I'm just always drowning in boxes. Just boxes everywhere. Help me. Who wants to take some boxes for me? Oh my goodness. Alright. So... it's not even content boxes. It's just boxes in general. Who says they're content boxes? So the only thing about the numpad or the pad is that it supports plate mount stabs. That's the only thing. The PCB for the keyboard supports PCB mount, but the numpad is plate. So that is something to keep in mind if you decide to get the numpad and the keyboard. Okay, let me go grab stabs. Yeah, you want to do a trade? I'm down. Okay. Hope you feel better. Aestheticus has not been feeling well. Alright, so now we're going to be doing stabilizers. For those who are new here and have never built a keyboard, basically for keys bigger than just like the letter keys or the alpha keys, you need stabilizers for them. Because if you were to press on one side without the stabilizer, the keycap would then like topple or go to the side. The small keys don't need it, but the bigger keys like backspace, enter, the shift, all need them. And that's just so you can press anywhere and like the keycaps will be stable, so hence stabilizer. So we have to tune the stabilizers. Normally when you buy a keyboard, they're already installed for you and made ready, all ready to go. But when you're building a custom, this is something you have to do yourself. So here we are doing it ourselves. The process can be kind of tedious. But rewarding, hopefully. Oh, yes, yes. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, yes. I will do that. Instagram has been showing my stuff to my non-followers, and it's kind of confusing me. Like, I was looking at my reel that flopped, and it was like, isn't that good though? It depends. It's good in the sense of like, people might click it and be like, what is that? But it's also bad because it's not showing it to the people that I want to see it as well. Like the people who are interested, you know? Like if someone's interested in keyboards and they see it, they're gonna click it and watch it. Where someone who isn't interested in keyboards sees it, watches it, and is like, I don't get it, and then exits, right? So it's only good if it hits the right people, but it's not. Let me go grab my phone. Yeah, I'm gonna be right. It's like, what if you had a video? What if you're shown like videos about like stuff you're not interested in? You'll see it and you'll be like, oh, not interested. And then you'll leave it, right? So I would rather Instagram show it to my followers who are following me for that, instead of hoping that randos will be like, oh, whoa, what is this? Cool, you know? Because convincing randos to go into a group buy is much harder than like people who are already in the hobby and understand, like, you know, because I feel like most people will see the price tag and be like, whoa, no. But if you're already into keyboards, then you kind of understand. You're like, okay, yeah, right. So I hate keyboards. Yeah, we know, Ava. We know. I'm sorry. Okay. Boop. Well, that's a woo jump scare. I'm trying to type this company. And look at this. Oh, oh, jump scare. What the? Exit key. checking out the twitch.tv/xinxinwong. Oh, dang. Dang. You guys see this? They're shutting down. Sad. Okay. Dang. I know, right? Very sad. There's a few places that have been closing down. Okay. Now we post this on X. What? Wait. Yo? My Kato Gato is talking to me. Yeah, the Celestial Switch is by it's manued by Keygeek. KG. They have a bunch of switches on their website though. Alright, so let's do this. I've been wanting to play Animal Well, but I've been waiting. That box needs help. Yeah, I know. It's seen better days, for sure. So who's going to the New York meetup? No, it's in the Discord. July 27th. The Moan meetup is on the 14th. So I'd essentially go Moan meetup, and then next weekend, one weekend. Wait, so one weekend is the Moan meetup, relax one weekend, New York the next. Eric, you're not going? What? Why not? Is it because of where it is? Eric, do you have connections in Japan? Eric, what's the best soft serve in Japan? I'm gonna go on a 2-month trip and learn the secrets of soft serve while I'm there. Oh, nice. Is there a, no, wait. Isn't eating ice cream for 2 months straight bad for you? No. There is, I've been seeing not as much AAPI stuff this month, surprisingly. I've seen some, but I don't know. This year has been a little quiet. At least in terms of, like, from what I've seen from Twitch. And I was reading this thread on Twitter saying the reason why Twitch is, like, taking a step back is because they seem to forget, like a bunch of subsectors, and there was, like, a lot of backlash. So this year they just kind of did a more hands-off approach. I don't know how true that is, but yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I haven't really seen much AAPI coverage. Maybe it's just I'm not consuming the right media. I don't know. Kinda same, yeah, right? It's a little strange. It is what it is. I know it's kind of sad, but I don't want to say I'm used to being, like, erased, but I'm used to, like, just kind of blending in. And yeah. I think one of the hardest comments that I've had to, I guess, read for me personally was, do you guys remember when I first joined the Women in Warcraft stream team? And I was like super excited about it because I was like, oh my gosh. Because for those who don't know, I also play a lot of World of Warcraft. And I was excited to finally do something more WoW related. Because it's something that I spend a lot of time on. And I've always wanted to be more involved with the community, but I tend to be antisocial. So joining that stream team, I felt like was a good way to really get myself out there. And it was like my first major stream team, right? Um, but then it got a lot of backlash because they said there was no people of color on the team. And then, like, some people were like, no, there's clearly an Asian person. And then they were just like, they don't count. Like, we want someone that doesn't share the same foundation as white people. And my whole life, I've just been so used to that comment, right? So it was kind of, it was kind of hard to read, you know, they're just like, she doesn't count, she's Asian, you know? And it's like, okay. Yeah. I mean, there's a handful of people that don't consider Asian people to be person of color. Hey, Chico. Yeah, it does, right? But I think it was just that comment where, like, we want to see people who don't share the same foundation. And sometimes it's rough because, like, in college, I feel like I grew up with, you know, people making fun of me, being racist towards me. I grew up in Texas, right? Austin, which is not as bad, but nonetheless, Texas. Hey! Quit it. Sorry, I'm talking to my cat. Um, but oh, that's it. Wait. Third cat. Yeah, I think I was just reading that comment of like, we want people who, like, we're talking about people who don't have the same color foundation. Yeah, I remember there was a guy in my guild who was like, this happened on stream, but he was like, "Oh, you're so lucky. You don't face like any kind of racism or stereotyping. Like what? People just think, you know, you're like smart, you're good at math. Like the only thing you could be faulted for is that you're bad at driving. Meanwhile, I'm Italian. Everyone just always assumes I'm like in the mafia or like that I'm a gang member and it was like, huh? Are you serious right now?" And they were like, "You have no negative stereotypes." It was Frank. I think it was before you joined. Frank the Tank. That's what there's another keyboard person that has the same username, Frank the Tank, but it's not the same guy. No, it's not the same guy. Yeah. Because I saw his name and I was like, holy shit, is this the same guy? And then I met him at a meetup and I was like, okay, it's not the same guy. No. Yeah. But it was also really scary during like COVID, right? Like I worried when my parents would go out because I knew, you know, people would say like China flu and they would like I was just afraid of my parents getting hurt when they went out during COVID, especially during that time, like especially in New York where you were I guess in a lot of different places, but they were like a lot of Asians were being attacked or assaulted or jumped, right? Yeah, I don't know. It's just It's just like many times people said like, oh, you're Asian, you don't count, you know, you're not discriminated against. You know, your stereotype is that you're smart, right? And you just blend in. And in ways it is true because I do just blend in. And I don't know if that's necessarily like a good thing or a bad thing, but it's kept me safe. But it's just always it's just always hard to hear, you know. Yeah, right. So like AAPI month being like muted this month like doesn't quite surprise me. And I get it. I've always felt weird about identifying as an Asian person, at least like growing up, because I was like one of five Asians in my school. And I always wanted to just be white. I wanted to blend in. I didn't want to stand out, you know? Like I don't want to say I felt ashamed, but in a way, yeah. I remember watching a video with my mom, and it was like a Taiwanese marching band. And it was honestly so surreal to me because I was like, how does it feel growing up in an environment where everyone looks like you, right? And it made her a little sad because she was just like, oh, I don't know, like, I, I, that's just how I grew up. Whereas, like, I grew up, and while I kind of looked like people, I also did not. And so, stop, Kilo, stop. I was with two in my high school. We were both in marching band. Yeah, I think I told you guys how whenever I was in elementary, we got a Asian exchange student, and my teacher was like, "Oh, you're Asian. He's Asian. Go translate for him." And like she got lucky that we happened to be the right kind of Asians, but was just like, "Oh, he's speaking Asian language. You're also Asian. Can you translate?" Yeah, no, she just assumed like, oh, you're Asian, he's Asian, you guys are both Asian, so you both know Asian, right? It's like, oh my god, girl, you got so lucky. She's older, but still, you know. I wasn't I wasn't exposed to lots of Asians around me until I went to college. And while I was still the minority, there was at least more than like 10 Asians around me. Right? And that was really weird for me. Like, I'm essentially a banana, right? Yeah. Yellow on the outside, but white on the inside. That's what I was called, because I was whitewashed. But it makes sense because I grew up with white people. Yeah, basically. I wasn't proud to be an Asian until college. But like my earlier years, I just always wished I was white. I wish I could say I was always proud to be an Asian person, but between the subtle racism, the bullying, you know, the weird looks, the fetishism, I did not want to be Asian. Let's be quite frank, I did not want to be. I'm proud now, yeah, but it took me a long time to get here. And I think when I told my mom that, it made her a little sad. And that's why she's always told me, like, you need to work hard. You know, you don't have an accent like we do. You know, you can blend in. You know, if you work hard, you know, you'll still maybe get discriminated, but at least, like, it's not obvious that you're, you know, Asian at first until they actually, like, see. If they just hear you, you know, you'll be okay. Uh, if the Neo Ergo came with the Neo stabs, yeah, they were fine. They're easier to assemble than TX stabs, IMO. And so I'll be honest, sometimes I'm kind of glad that I'm quote not like white passing, but you know, like model minority. But at the same time, I know it's like a defense thing. It's like I'd rather be on this side of the coin than the other, you know? And I feel bad for thinking that way, but when the whole like COVID thing happened, it was literally like survival mode, you know? Fair skin. Yeah. So it's crazy because I told Vin, and Vin was like, I grew up with all Asians. Everyone in my school is Asian. So you can have that in America. I mean, he was raised in California, right? Yeah, not me. I guess I've always had somewhat of like survivor's guilt as well, you know, in the sense of like Asians being discriminated, but since I kind of blend in, you know, I don't face as much discrimination, but I feel bad about it. I don't know. It's a touchy subject for sure. It's something I've always kind of struggled with. Connor was telling me how his his mom got wild. She went a little cray cray at the wedding, and he had to babysit her. What did he say? She's crying a lot, oscillating between crying and being loud and super positive, telling random girls how pretty and special they are. Oh my goodness. I have to pick him up tomorrow from the airport. Must be nice, what? She's getting drunk? Being the drunk white girl in the bathroom at the club, yeah. They're so nice, though. Like, those girls will hold your hair back for you. And you're throwing up and they won't judge you. They'll just be like, let it out, girl. Let it out, girl. You got it. My first time throwing up getting drunk, all my girlies from my work were there holding my hair back as I was throwing up. God bless them. I had like 3 of them holding my hair. It took an army of 3. Yeah, so there's this place called Trudy's that gives you a free Mexican martini whenever you turn 21. And you could taste the alcohol, but it's like one of those things where like one sip turns into like the whole thing is gone. And then I drank it so fast, it came out just as fast. I divide. Yeah. I was feeling fine. And then it all hit me at once when they're like, let's take a group photo. And I was like, I feel like I'm about to throw up. And they're like, can you hold it? I was like, no. And then all 3 of them rushed to the bathroom with me, opened the stall, kicked the stall open, lifted the toilet seat. 3 of them held my hair, patted my back as I threw up. One of them left to go get me water to like swish afterwards. It was a whole army in there. But they took care of me. How's everything going? Good. Hmm. What? Hmm. What? Are you still hungry? Wanna eat more? You're Cosmo. His meow is so cute, right? Mama, are you still hungry? Do you wanna eat more? I thought you were done eating. Okay. I'll be right back. He's telling me he's still hungry. Alright, come on, big boy. Alright, come on. Hello, Divine. Missed my build? It's very nice. I like it a lot. That's a board I would buy. If you're an Alice user, I'd recommend it. And even if you're not an Alice user, I would still recommend it. Too bad there's not a pink. Too bad. The alu plate was actually my favorite. Yeah. I didn't have PP. I was not sent a PP plate. I think the board itself is pretty quiet. And with the way that the gaskets are, it's pretty compressed. And so whenever I was using like a softer plate or like plateless, it just ended up falling. I don't want to say a little flat, but not as lively, I guess. But then like adding the aluminum plate really like brought the board to life. I'm not sure, it's hard to say. But if it was anything similar to Palm, then it was like more muted. At least with the switches I was using. Diego. You want me to send you one? I'll send you one, Diego. All of you. Who's all of you? Welcome Raiders. My name's Patty. Patricia. I'm building this keyboard today. I build keyboards and I also play a lot of games. And yeah, I do have a cute doggy named Ginkgo. She's a black and tan Shiba Inu. But we're building this board today, so I haven't heard of this brand before, but it's Hiexa. And they are essentially coming out with a 65, a 75, and an 80, and a macro pad all at once. So that is the product page. They reached out to me. So essentially, it's very similar to what we've been seeing, but it's the ball catch. Default is the palm plate. Yeah, tri-mode PCB, tri-mode mounting, magnetic connector. So you can, so one thing that is different is that you can do PCB mount. So you can do PCB gasket socks, you can do plate gasket, or you can do top mount. But it is like the ball catch mechanic, right? I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm bad at pronunciations, so I might be saying it wrong. But yeah, its starting price is 300, goes up to 400, depending on your configuration. The macro pad is different. But yeah, so this one has PCB mounting and it also has plate mount. And then you can get a matching numpad with it that is right here, right? But the only thing with the macro pad is that it supports plate mount only, which is kind of interesting. So yeah. Polybius? Yeah, that's what we're building today. And I'm actually part of a AAPI raid train, so in a little bit we'll be raiding out. So it's kind of like a speed build. But does use the magnetic connector, so that's really nice. It's kind of interesting. All these brands are starting to do the ball catch mechanisms. So, yeah. I will say that the ball catch is very nice for assembly disassembling, but quality of life is definitely improving. Yeah, I'd say so. What did you build today, Diego? Oh, is that that's the one that just finished the group by, right? No, so you have a choice of whether you want the 65, the 75, or the 80 with the V pad. And then depending on what you get between the three, so brush PVD is $2.99 and the mirror is $3.29, and then if you get switches, it goes from $3.69 to $3.99. So it's a 2 sale combination. It's interesting. I would look at the product page to yeah. Ryan Lowell's supposed to build it. He got married recently. Yeah, to Sandy. Yeah. Yeah, there's the price list. Yeah, Ryan's busy with life. I remember there's a pink PC, and it was so nice. Yeah. Wait, what color did you get? Did you get pink PC? Yeah. The pink one looked so nice. Did you like it? I built their Alto. Was a big fan of it. Oh, Latby, thank you for the raid. Hello. I am born. Hello. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Wow, we got 3 raids tonight. People are saying it's $400 for 60%, which I guess isn't cheap considering how many inexpensive options there are now. Yeah, I mean, but wasn't Cloud9 also around that price point too? Ish. Definitely expensive, but I think depending on like quality, design of the board, right? Yeah, for sure. Like the stainless steel bottom for Cloud9. If I didn't have Moon Tower in pink, probably would have gone that, but for myself, keyboards? Probably not. Oh wait, this is wrong. I did this wrong. Where is it? I've mostly been resin, but I've been slowing down on resin too. Where's Good night, Matt. LPS. I think so. Keyboards. No, I just got the Neo Ergo to build a review and to keep. I think. I don't know. You got all the cool new Ergos Type K. Yeah. Neo Ergo is good though. I liked it a lot. Yeah, I got lucky. Oh my goodness. I mean, it wasn't necessarily for free. I had to do content on it, which is still time and money. You want to borrow it? Sure, up, down. Oh, also, can I get a shout out for, Latby mods? Hello, Randy. I don't think there are any keyboards I'm looking forward to be quite honest. I've been like thinking about it. Yeah, no new Alice's, yeah, basically. Jane V3. Nah. Kinda... I'm not really into that whole, like, hype, you know? Yo, what's up, Yugs? If anything, I should start working on, like, personal projects that I want to do. Like my desk mats, TwitchCon, if I get accepted. Pangea. Oh, that's John's board. The Haran. Oh, Grey Rat. Grey Rat is tomorrow. I mean Monday. Yeah, we'll see if I get accepted again this year. Exclamation point built. I mean, I feel like unless you're doing Artist Alley, TwitchCon isn't really worth it unless you're going there to network. Oh, thanks. I applied for a few things. We'll see. I did try to, yes. Networking was good. But it was a bit daunting because I got there my first TwitchCon and realized I didn't know anyone outside of keyboards. A few people, but they were either not there or, you know. Yeah, we could. The first year, gym leader Nathan carried around a keyboard and was like, ask me about my keyboard. Last year, there was 4 keyboard booths. There was mini, there was tiny, there was Chris, and me. Actually, have a kissing booth. Having those 3 giants in my booth was quite an adventure. Let's just say that. I had 3 6-foot+ people in my tiny ass booth. Me at a solid 5'2". Yeah. My feet hurt though at the end of the day. I was tired. Diego, did I tell you my idea? I want to open a soft serve keyboard shop. So you can get soft serve and type on keyboards. Not just a keyboard shop, but I want to serve matcha soft serve. Yeah, and drinks. I want to go to Japan for like a month to 3 months and learn the trade. Learn the secrets. And then come back and open my shop. Isn't the yen like pretty low right now? Yeah. I don't drink coffee, and I feel like I would do it, no, I wouldn't do it justice. And I'm scared to go into something that I don't have any interest in. Because I feel like coffee people will taste my coffee and be like, this is shit. And it'd be because it is, because I don't drink coffee. I don't know if Asi will volunteer again this year. Last year was pretty miserable. But if we can make that the typing test, if you can type above 50 words per minute, you can kiss Assy. Get 1 free kiss. Sorry, Assy. My community has spoken. What doesn't kill you will make you stronger. You'll be fine. I believe in you. I believe. Okay, so first mounting, we're gonna do silicone. Alright. Let's see. This one is... Okay. It'll be fine. Oh, yeah, so I would feel bad doing coffee because I wouldn't do it justice. And I'm scared to do something that I'm not into. I feel like I wouldn't do it well. Gotta hire a coffee guy? Yeah, but that's expensive. Yeah. I wanna hire like a Japanese chef, a little granny, to come teach me and then bring that knowledge back. Or bring the granny back with me. Wait, you telling me you don't eat ice cream with your steak? You're missing out. Yeah, ice cream and steak. It's alive! It leaves. Alright, let's do... Man, if only I had a white on black. But I don't think so. I don't think I do. Okay. What keycaps set are we using? Hmm. I already used my new keycap set was Fengli Su, so... These switches are available from Hiexa Key. So if you do the build command, it'll take you to the product page with the switches. You want to do Stargaze because we didn't do it last night? I have Midnight Rainbow. Miklond is on my Alto. Should I do... What if it's rainbow on black? I can do Midnight Rainbow. Want Olivia and Rose? Hey, Bearings. Okay. Yeah, I mean, a lot of them were gifted too. Like, I've gotten a lot of sets from Canon Keys. Reagan has also hooked me up. Popcorn as well. I've given away a lot of CK sets too, yeah. Yeah, Popcorn's been dealing with some health stuff. Yeah, but she's been a little less active recently. NK. Is anyone going to the Novel Keys meetup? I think they announced it. It's in August. Oh, is it? Is it you have to like take a plane and then you have to drive? How long is the drive? Usually. I see. Hi Jason, what's up? Pretty solid actually. The board so far. Yeah. If I had people to go with, I would consider going. But I'm going to the Boston one and then the New York one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because I used to live in Boston. So I like to go visit again. I think that would be neat. Visiting friends? In Boston? No, I didn't have friends in Boston. Too cold to go out. All the friends I made in Boston were online. Chill life? A little bit. It's interesting because, so when I was on the subway in New York, this guy was yelling at this girl and like no one did anything. Everyone just kind of like looked away. In Boston, if you made a scene on the train, like all the old Jamaica ladies would just like get pissed off and yell at you. So if you were making a scene or harassing someone, at least you knew like all the ladies would back you up. I remember also they just don't really like care, and in the sense of like I was listening to this one lady talking about how like Nigerian men are so much better like in bed, and she's like screaming on the phone, like we're all listening, and she's like telling us the details, and like all of us around her are just like nodding like I see, you know, like, but she didn't give a fuck. Like she's like, I paid to be here, I'm gonna be here. So pretty funny. But yeah, I just remember there's a few times on the train where like people get into fights, but at least in Boston, people around would like actually like say something, stand up. But it's kind of surreal in like New York where people just like pretended not to see anything. But granted, yeah, that was like the one time I saw. But yeah, the subways in Boston are like they do like that. They're always out of service for some reason. The Boston food was really good. But I remember my first night there. Um, we were driving, and this one guy cut off this old lady. She legit like rolled down her window in like the thickest Boston accent, was like, "Fuck you!" Like flipping him off and like screaming with the Boston accent, just like cursing him out. It's this old lady, at least like 80 plus, driving. Like she's struggling, but she's letting you know that she's pissed off. And that was my first night in Boston. Pretty fun. Also, my first time to really see, you know, whenever you go to like a restaurant or like you're ordering something at a counter and then they're like, hey, how are you? And you're just like, good, how are you? And then like normally they'd be like, good, thanks for asking, you know, like Southern hospitality. In Boston, they'd be like, hi, how are you? And I'd be like, good, how are you? And they'd be like, they would look at me like, don't answer that. Just tell me what you want to order. Like, that's the kind of face they gave me. And I'd be like, oh, I see. They don't want to know. It's just like, you know, yeah, hospitality stuff. Like, they were like, you don't care? I don't care. Can you just tell me what you want? It's like, okay. All right. Let me see, what time am I supposed to? So I'm part of a raid train and I gotta make sure that I have the correct time. 12:30, so I have about an hour left. But that was normal. No, if you go to Texas, people here are very nice. Believe it or not. Oh, do I have to swap it off? I mean, that's kind of I don't want to say like a stereotype, but I mean, we're not just nice to people because we assume everyone is armed. Like, that's just dumb. I better be nice to this person. You never know. They might have a gun on them. They do, but you're not nice to people in the South just because you think they have a gun. Is what I'm trying to say. Oh, that's a bug. A little old bug. Goodbye, bug. Oh, yeah. Cool. It is all set up and ready to go. Cool. Yeah, a lot of places are closing down from what I've seen. Sad. But I haven't heard anything from them in a while, so... I'm on? It's not on here. Not on here. Sure. Hello, Merkeys. Alright, so this first one is, this is, let me make sure I get the name right. Plate Gasket. I've not. This is the first typing test we're about to do, but so far pretty solid. I think the pricing is a little high compared to like the competitors, but so far, I'd say not bad. No, I got it. I went through flung it. It was, yeah. Okay, give me one sec. This is a plate gasket, no foam, palm plate, celestial switches. All right, what do you guys think? Pretty solid. TBH. Very impressed actually. Switches feel fine. These are stock. Nothing like glaringly off about them. Yeah, it sounds good. I will say with like all the other competitors in the market at the moment, this might be a little hard to get people interested, but not bad. Let's do the PCB gasket now. Yeah, it's a bit pricey. Also, I didn't know this was the same brand that did the QB. Have you built one of those AE Impulse kangaroos? I have not. Oh, it's another studio? Oh, what was, wait, what was Merkeeps talking about then? Did I miss a message? Okay. Wait, what was the general consensus from peeps I've talked to? It seems like an exit scam. They're saying this place is an exit scam? And then Mochin brought up the QB? Is that what I'm reading? Oh, what the? Where was yeah, I just missed messages then. Okay, yeah, I just misread it. Which bongo did you get? Yeah, my bad. Yeah, sorry I got confused because I saw the message about this keyboard, and then the next comment was like the general consensus, and I got confused. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, QP also sent out boards, didn't they? I think Alex built one. Who else did a build? Alex builds everything nowadays. I mean, it makes sense. He's like the biggest keyboard Twitch streamer. I know some people don't see the value of Twitch streams, but I think Twitch streams is still very important, especially if you are trying to sell a board. I wouldn't say dethrone Teha. I would say more like Teha dethroned himself. I wouldn't say Alex. Yeah. Teha took a step back on his own. Oh, it's because it hasn't started yet. The group buy for these keyboards will start here the 25th. So they're all sold out for now. Alright. So this next one is no foam, PCB, gasket. Yes. Alright. No foam PCB gasket. Alright. Stream is super important, like how keyboard is built, yeah. It's more like you get to see it firsthand rather than like edited content. I think how do I say this? I think that I'm happy for Teha that he's stepping away. And I know like people will be like, oh, Teha's not as big anymore, Alex is bigger, but sometimes I feel like those comments can be a little harsh because Teha's just trying to do what he likes doing, you know? And being constantly compared like that, I don't know if he cares, but I imagine if I were Teha, I either wouldn't give a shit at all or I'd be a little sad, you know? And I imagine it's probably weird for Alex too, because people also say, you know, he overtook Teha. But Teha is his friend, I'm assuming. So, I don't know. People make it to seem like a competition of who's bigger than the other, but I think at the end of the day, neither of them really care who's bigger. Teha is kind of like the one like who pioneered, you know, a lot of it. And he'll always be like that guy for us. Yeah, so they sent me a video on how to do it. They sent me... Here, I'll show it to you guys. We're gonna do top mount. Yeah, they sent me something on how to do it. Yeah. Recently, I feel like I've been building a lot of these boards, and they're all solid. I mean, there's like pros and cons to each one for sure, but there's only been one board that I've built from a lot of these brands that I've been like, do not buy this. Or I would not buy this at all. But I've been pretty impressed overall. And it's kind of interesting to see like how far a lot of these like companies or brands have come. Yeah, for sure. This though, I wouldn't even say is like budget though. This one is more like mid-range. But you're right, a lot of budget boards have come a long way. So they're basically competing with like the mid-range boards. China Cooper, yeah, basically. So it's nice because the gasket, the tabs on the plate for the gasket are the same tabs you use for the top mount. And then you put a silicone right here, and then you just slide it in and it pops in. So there's something at least holding it in place. Where's the soul? What do you mean? They're super nice about that Corsair, yeah. Yeah, the magnetic connector I think is the biggest game changer. Okay. So top mount toe. Let's go. Very interesting that this top mount has the sides. Normally you see it on top and bottom. Occasionally you see it on the sides, but I haven't seen it in a while, so seeing the two screws on the side of the top case rather than just the top. We'll see how it sounds. See how it feels. I will say typing on the PCB gasket, there was the typing feedback was a lot harder than the gasket. In case you guys are curious about that. Okay. So this one is topo mounted. This is okay. Top mount, no foam. Yes. Okay, this is the last config, but it's top mount, no foam. Okay, so let me try and disassemble this. How to disassemble? Okay. Okay. Knife in. So they say how you do this is okay. Use a USB port side to use both hands to catch and open the ball catch. Use your fingers on both sides for support. Use your thumb to partly near the USB. Whoa! Easy peasy! Yeah. What? Are you guys impressed? And it's because the USB port side is on the bottom, right? And they made enough cubby for you to stick your thumb in and use it as an anchor point to actually pry it off. So, neat. I unfortunately won't have time to build the pad. I'll do that off stream though. But let's talk about the board, because I am running out of time. Scam. Don't... No, I'm just running out of time. I don't want to miss the rig. Alright, good night, potato. See you later. Good night. Okay, so let's talk the board. So, let me put on my IEMs. Okay. So let's look at the product page together. So the group buy for this will open on the 25th, right? So here is the product page. So essentially they're releasing 3 layouts and then the macro pad, right? At the same time. So the first one is the 65%. There are how many different colors? 7 different colors. You have anodized and then you have spray coated. So here are all the ones you can order. So you can order the 65, the 75, the 80, or you can get the 80 with the macro pad, right? So from here, you can see all the pricings. Boop, boop. Oh, actually, maybe it's not showing the pricing. Okay, we'll go down and we'll look at the pricing. But basically, you have 3 different layouts. So 65, 75, 80. Thank you for the follow. And then for each of those, you have 7 different colors. So first, we're looking at the 65 that I did not build today, but you have 3 glitter spray coated. You have pink latte avocado, and then you have 4 anodized. You have black, silver, ice blue, midnight purple. I have the black anodized, right? And then for the weights, you have 6 different options. You can get 3 mirror PVD weights in gold, silver, black, or you can get 3 brush PVD weights in gold, silver, black, right? All of them use the tri-mode hot swap PCB. So tri-mode being you do wired, Bluetooth, or 2.4. And then apparently they all support QMK and VIA. That's actually how I flashed it, how to use QMK. And there are multiple layouts, so you can get Win or Win keyless at least for the 80, and depending on, you know, the bottom row spacebar, you can either do 6.25, you can do 7U. There's also a choice of stepped or regular caps lock. And then for the 65, it looks like you can split the left shift if you like, and there is ISO and split backspace. All of them default is a non-flex palm plate. Yeah. And then these are just, you know, the design. But ball cap structure, meaning that there are no screws, it's easy to just like pop it in and off. And then all of them are 3-in-1 mount. So you have PCB gasket, you have plate gasket, and you have top mount, right? So it's the same thing essentially for all the other two, but here you have the 75. So you see all the case colors again. One thing I will mention though is that the LED badge for the 75 and 65 are the same, but this 80 is the only one that doesn't have the cool looking H. It comes in both WinKey or WinKeyless, and then the 80 has this LED strip on the front instead, right? So if you're looking for this cool looking H for their logo or branding, that's only available with the 65 and the 70, but not available for the 80. And then the 80 will come in both WinKey and WinKeyless, so you have a choice there. And then for the pad, you can order this with the 80, and it's the same to match all of them. It's the same weights, same PCB, same plates, although the only thing from what I was told is that it supports plate mount stabilizers, right? So that is something to keep in mind. I didn't have time to build the macro pad, but I'll probably feature it in a reel later on. But this is the product page, and then you can pick between the 5 different switches, and if you decide to get switches, it's going to be a little bit more. But you can see the one I have are the Celestial, and these are manufactured by Keygeek. But then you also have like the Avocado, Rosy, Kona, and the Royal. And then here's like the price list in case you guys are curious. But it does use magnetic connectors. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but you get 500 pieces of switches apparently. And then here's the pricing. So it starts around $299, goes up to $399 depending on what you get. Yeah, I got these. But yeah, these are what all the switches look like. Pretty neat. Alright, but then let's look at the board itself, since we built it. Alright. So this is the Hiexa 80, right? So I got the WinKey, but you can also get this in WinKeyless. So here's the top. It's a F13 TKL. It does have the LED badge right here. It has 4 LEDs. Here's the top. Here's the side. Here's the back. So there is a cover on this in case you guys are wondering, but this is the brushed. You have this nice little mountain looking thing right here. And then here is the branding. You have the 4 feet, and there's different color feet that you can pick from. But yeah, you have 2 on the weight, and then you have 2 on the case itself. Here you have the USB port side. I pointed this out earlier, but it kind of looks like it looks like a stair design right here. And then you have the centered USB port, and this one, it's a pretty big hole, or it's pretty deep inside the bottom case. But I'm guessing they designed it like this so you could easily use this as an anchor point to open the ball catch structure if you decide to do top mount. And then here is the front lip. And I said this earlier and I'll say it again, but the 80 is the only one that doesn't have the fancy H branding. Instead, they opted to go with the 4 LEDs right here. So opening it up, if you decide to do top mount, so the reason why top mount sometimes doesn't work with a ball catch is because normally you would use the keycaps as like an anchor point to push off, right? But with top mount, the keycaps or the plate is actually it's on the top piece, right? So pushing on it doesn't do anything. So what they've done is this hole or this USB is so deep into the board that you can use it as like an anchor point here to open it like that, right? So you can just open it. Whoop. So looking at the internals, here you see the magnetic connector. Here's all the screws that are keeping the bottom weight in. Yeah, but this one was a lot easier to open. On the bottom case, you can see, I'm taking this off. You guys keep seeing me. But on the bottom case, here you can see this is where the PCB gaskets would go, right? So you have the 4 up top and the 4 on the bottom, and then each side has 2, so you technically have 1 on each side, so a total of 8. But these grooves right here are for the PCB. Here is the ball catch. And then here they have these silicone around screws. And basically with ball catch, they've implemented these to prevent the top case from like moving around or shifting around. So you do have 3 on top, 3 on the bottom, so you have 6 of them. So this essentially makes sure that your top case doesn't move around and make sound. But that's the bottom case. There's no walls, really. Very, very shallow walls, but those are mainly for the gaskets to go in, or the PCB mount to go in. And then here is the top piece. So once again, you have the ball catch, you have these for the PCB to fit in, and then there are actually screw points in the middle, right? And that's for the top mount, although it's a bit different. So the PCB gaskets, you only have it on the top and bottom. However, for the plate gasket and for top mount, you have the 4 on top, 4 on the bottom, and then you have the 2 on the sides. So that is something that is a bit different. The front height for this one is, it is 18.6. And the one thing I didn't point out earlier, but they actually have these like silicone pads, which I'm assuming act as like a force brake. So not only do you have the silicone pillars to make sure that the top case doesn't shift around, but then you also have these pads on the top case that act as a force brake, so it's not quite metal to metal contact, right? So in case you missed it, there are 3 mountings. You have PCB gasket, which are on the top and bottom, and then you have plate gaskets, which are on the top and bottom and on the sides, and then top mount, which are top, bottom, and sides as well. Hello, Ratatata. But yeah, it does use a magnetic connector. And right now, I have a top mount. The top mount, you do have to insert a silicone piece, but the plate has it so that the screw will just clip in, so you don't have to worry about it shifting out of place. I would say in terms of like typing feedback, top mount is going to have the stiffest, hardest feedback. Next would be PCB gasket, and then lastly would be the silicone on the plate. So basically the softest typing experience you could get is with the silicone plate, right? And then the hardest or stiffest you can get is the top mount, especially since the top mount has these additional 4 screws on the side, or 2 and 2. So if you like that type of feeling, this one definitely encompasses it. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with the board. I would say, you know, I wouldn't quite call this like an entry level. So it's weird because it's kind of teetering around entry level and mid level. It has like the mid level prices, but the ease of building of it is so easy that it's kind of like an entry level. But I would say it's in between right now, right? Yeah, it sits in between those. And so I would say if you like the aesthetic of this, it's a solid board, right? If you've been looking for like a TKL numpad combo, right? It's all there for you. if you're looking for something that has top mount, because there are a few ball catch with top mounts, but I would say they're not implemented as well as this one. This one really takes into consideration, like the ND75 was also ball catch, had the had top mount, but I don't think they executed it as well, but it's fine because it's like less than 100. Okay, so you can buy, so they're releasing, it's kind of insane. They're releasing 4 things at once. So you can either buy the 65, the 75, the 80, or you can buy the 80 with the numpad. And then on top of all of this, you can get switches with it. And I think they're giving you, what, 500 switches around? So because I got the 80, I also got the matching numpad. But I ran out of time to build it. But if you're looking for this like combo, this is really nice. Because right now, there hasn't been like, in terms of like a board numpad combo, there's only the zoom, right? But this one has the numpad combo in case that is something you wanted. And I think it does do the top mount ball catch very well. Let me see. And then I can link their website. Yeah, exactly. But you can also get it in 65 or 75. So they're releasing 3 boards at once. Yeah, it's kind of like, instead of doing an 1800, they just decided to do a numpad. Yeah, basically. But here's their website in case you guys are interested. But yeah, it's a 2-seal combination. So what they mean by that is you can either get the 65, the 75, or the V80 and numpad. So those are your 3 choices. Or you can get the same choices, but then add 500 custom switches. So if you just get the keyboards themselves, it's $299 for brushed. And then if you get the mirror, it's $329. If you decide to get switches with them, the brushed weight is $369 and the mirror PVD is $399. So essentially starting from $299 to $399 depending on if you want switches or not. And the switches I used today were all stock, so pretty solid. But yeah, I would say if you're interested in getting like a TKL with a numpad, as well as, you know, having a ball catch keyboard with the top mount, this would be a good option for you. I would say the price range though does teeter a bit more or does lean more towards like a mid level board, but even at the price point, I don't think it's unfair, right? When I first started to build it, I was kind of a little skeptical because I was like, oh, we've been building a lot of these like ball catch, you know, multiple mount boards. But then after building it was like, oh, okay, they've done something right with this one, in my opinion. I will say it is a bit more expensive, but if you're looking for very specific things, I could see why someone would buy, or they would buy this, right? Like if you were to ask me like, hey Patty, would you get this or the ND75? I would tell you it depends. Like if you want a more solid board, right, I would go for this one. But if you're just looking for like a cheap board to start off with, I would say get the N75, right? But I think the pricing is fair, right? F and key for it. I don't know, you tell me. Also, it is a F13 TKL, which... What is, Let me see. Was Tech Bear a TKL? Tech Bear was also a 13. How much was Tech Bear? Oh, it's your birthday? Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Today, Key Circle said my video and protagonist looked crispy. It said look crispy. I'd say the closest thing you could compare this to would be the Tech Bear. Tech Bear was slightly cheaper and a bit more crazy. This one's a bit more expensive. But this one I was actually impressed by versus Tech Bear was okay. But when I say okay, it really depends because I use like different switches. It's also like different mountings per se, or yeah, different mountings. So it just really depends. I would say this is on the more expensive side, but it makes sense. So yeah. Did I finish in time? I have 5 minutes to spare. Okay. So for those who don't know, I'm actually part of a raid train today. And so that's why I'm ending early. It's because I need to pass off the raid train to a fellow AAPI creator from the Twitch Women's Guild. So I will link, what are the commands again? So the Twitch Women's Guild, or yeah, the Twitch Unity Guild, is basically an initiative that I'm a part of, and they decided to host this 24-hour raid train for different AAPI creators. So, okay, awesome. Yes. We also have a raid message. Yeah, so that's our raid message. But yeah, so that's the build. Thank you, Hiexa Keys, for sending it out to me. I'll have a video out on this soon, and I'm gonna build this. I just ran out of time, unfortunately. Things are a lot different when you're on a time constraint. So you don't sleep for 20 hours? No, I do. It's just, it's like we stream and then we pass it. So this train just keeps going, you know?